Welcome to another episode of my podcast, That's Fine With Me. It's been a while, and today we're talking about fame and what it's going to take to become famous. I know a couple of examples. One of them was a guy, he was a model or actor, I don't know, someone who did not actually become famous, and he started killing. At first, he was murdering animals, cats for mistaken. And when people started searching for this bastard, they couldn't find anyone, and cops, they weren't doing absolutely anything. That's why he started killing people and filming this, and then they got him, and it turned out he was so desperate for fame that he wanted to get this anyways, even killing animals and innocent people just to become famous. That was crazy. Of course, it's showing how it can impact us as a society and what a model we have chosen to, let's say, praise someone who's doing absolutely nothing like Kardashians. And we're going to dive into this topic a little bit later, but let's start with basics. Rankism. What is it? So ranking is everywhere. Now, if we see some people from higher society, it's like queens, politicians, maybe celebrities. There's some middle class as working class to describe. And of course, like lower class as alcoholics, poor people, people that cannot afford certain things. And this is a rankism. I guess every single person is guilty for judging someone else. I guess every single person is judgmental. And if you tell, no, I'm not, it might be a little bit unfair because everyone is judging everyone. A little bit different problem is that, is it in your head when you see someone, you're like, oh my God, I don't really want to be this kind of person? Or is it a little bit in a different way when you tell this person, oh, you're poor, or maybe, I don't know, you are stupid and all of it? Or it's not only it can be reversed. Most of the time, people are thinking of rankism as higher ranks are judging lower ranks, but it's not always. Sometimes real people, lower ranks, let's say, they are judging higher ranks for buying expensive cars, for purchasing expensive apartments, for having money, and vice versa. I guess it's quite obvious. But the problem is in 50s, 40s, 60s, I mean, like, years prior, the only way to be in a higher society, in higher ranks, was to be a politician, an actress, actor, maybe a singer, I don't know, writer, something like really, really good. When you can see, when masses can see you and you can provide certain needs for these masses. But right now, with social media, it has changed dramatically. Now, every single person wants to be famous. Not every single, of course, I understand this, but like for millennials, a lot of us, I don't know, am I a millennium? I'm 29, so probably I am. And almost every single millennium wants to be famous for just being famous. And they try to fill the void in their heart, in their soul, in their mind. Or they want to be rich, they want to be popular. I have no idea what comes with this, but a lot of people are not even thinking how fame is going to impact their life. And it's not always good. We see actresses and actors, showing us their Oscars, showing us their beautiful apartments and cars, thousands of cars, and they have millions of money. And sometimes when they're showing this, it's a little bit more about ranking. Look what I have. Look what you do not have. Of course, we get it. If you have a lot of money, you can afford a lot of things. And people are not only judgmental about that from a lower class. It's more about, I want to have it as well. I want to have as much money. Why is your career getting that much money? Why are you getting that much paid? Like one movie, 20 millions, maybe even more, maybe less, depending on the fame you have. And a real worker, I don't know, maybe an economist, a translator, just a cashier in the store does not get that much paid, but they work harder and they work more than this actress who's just maybe filming once and twice a year. I'm not saying these actresses and actors, they're getting their money for nothing. Of course, they're getting paid for something that they do, and it's hard work, real work. And at the same time, what is the difference between you and me? Because a lot of people have to take 3 or 4 jobs to provide for the family, and they work literally 20 hours a day, every single day. But they don't really get paid that much as you do. And showing this over Instagram and some other social platforms as TikTok and maybe YouTube is not always good. But we're all guilty. I show my life on Instagram and TikTok and whatever, like YouTube. It doesn't have to be always, wow, look at me, I'm great, you're not. I'm like rich, you're not. It might be something handy, like DIYs and some makeup looks that people can follow and recreate and become a better version of themselves. But is it always that good to show your life and feeling like you're living a better life and maybe showing your better life when someone cannot afford, I don't know, even food? So it's really hard, and it's a little bit abusive, I guess, from people to show the rich life when people in all over the world are suffering from hunger, from lacking of food, and whatsoever. A lot of people are willing to be famous because, in a way, it can help, it can save them from poverty, and they can get, if you have money and fame, you think that all of your problems are solved. But there are different types of problems that come in with fame. Specifically, not only money, but you're thinking about your new project. Is it going to be successful? Because you're going to lose a lot of money. If we're going to be judging someone whose salary is under $1,000, he is not going to be doing a project that will cost him $20,000 or $30,000 because he has no money for that. And people that have millions of dollars, they would probably try to invest their money, and they have a little bit different types of problems. Is this going to be a great investment? How am I supposed to pay my workers? How am I supposed to provide some jobs? And about taxes, all of it. It's a little bit different types of problems. I totally get it. But with fame comes void, in my opinion. I believe a lot of people are lacking love in their life, and it's not always love from a partner. It's mainly from family. I read an article, and this guy, he lived in Hollywood, and he attended some courses with a very famous actress. He did not specify what was the actress, who was the actress, let's say. And she had a group with 17 people, and they wanted to be famous actresses and actors, obviously. And she asked every single person, what was the real purpose behind being an actress? Not even purpose, but what do you want to get from this fame? Do you really want to be famous? And of course, all of them wanted to be famous because they came to Hollywood, and almost every single person in Hollywood wants to be famous, or at least have some piece of fame, to be a director, to be, I don't know, a writer, maybe an actress, singer, whatever. In a little bit different way, you will not come to Hollywood. And the weirdest part was when this actress asked, how many of you came from a family with alcoholics or from dysfunctional families? And 16 people raised their hand. The only person who did not raise a hand ever returned to this person, and he was even forced, I don't know, to raise a hand, or maybe he or she did not understand the question from the first, time. I don't know, guys, but eventually every single person raised a hand. What is it to be in a dysfunctional family or family with alcohol? I'd say it's really tough and it's really hard, and I believe most of these kids, they did not get the attention they needed. They did not get enough love they needed. And dysfunctional family, it's not always about some really bad family with alcoholics. It's more like when your parents, they worked nonstop and you didn't get enough attention from them. And that is the main reason why these kids, they want to get this from others, and they want to fill the void inside because they feel like if the rest of the world is going to know them and love them and copy them, then maybe they will feel that they're loved. And that's the reason behind being famous. I don't really think every single person has this problem with dysfunctional family or alcoholics, because I know some people that want to be famous and they came from really good families, or maybe their family was too good for them. I mean, not for them, but to them, because they were like, oh, you're going to be famous. You are the star. You are the most brilliant person in the world. And they literally have their crowns and they think that they should be famous because they're one in a million. They're the best in the world. And maybe from extreme praise from their families, they want to get famous as well because they want everyone to praise them for how good they are. I guess it's the case with my cousin. Well, I have a couple of cousins, quite honestly, as all of us do, maybe not all of us, but most of us. And my cousin, she's an actress. She wants to be an actress and she works in a theater. And she wants to be famous. She always wanted to be famous. And frankly speaking, her mom is praising her and she's like, you are the best. You are one of a kind. You are going to be famous. This is an extreme praise from family, and that's a great support. I totally get it. But at the same from a little bit different angle, my cousin, she was raised by my other cousin. Her parents were constantly working, and the only thing they were doing, they were purchasing and buying toys and some stuff, meaningless stuff, to make sure that the attention they were not given would fulfill, like these toys would fulfill this loss of attention. And I don't know if it's the case with a cousin that she needs to fill the void of her parents missing in her life, or maybe it was because she was too praised and her parents were like, "You are the best." Funny story, my second cousin, both of them are sisters. My second cousin was someone who wasn't paid attention at all. She doesn't really want to be famous at all. And she was raising her cousin, the one who's an actress and who wants to be a famous actress. And all these years, she has the worst relationship with her parents because all these years, parents were praising one kid and then they were punishing the other, and they were buying stuff for this future, let's say, actress, and the other was always constantly missing not only attention but some stuff, real stuff. During wintertime, she had no like boots that would fit the weather when it's super cold, and she had to wear fall boots that, of course, wouldn't have the same meaning, the same purpose as winter boots. And something like this, I still have no idea how one cousin does not hate the other one. I mean, if I was in the same position when my mom was giving everything to my one, let's say, sister and not giving anything to me, I would probably hate my sister for that. But it's just still not the case here. What about me? I have my YouTube channel, I have my TikTok, Instagram, all of the social media platforms. And do I really want to be famous? I have no idea how to answer this question. I went to China, and when I lived there, I dragged a lot of attention. A lot, guys. I was literally photographed on the streets, and people were taking photos with me. They were taking photos of me. They were always asking me something, and they were pointing fingers at me. So it was exhausting, and I don't really think I can survive fame, real fame, with photographers, with paparazzi, with lots of fans running around me. That's why I chose an influence path, because I believe even if I get a lot of attention, a lot of subscribers, it's still not going to be as overwhelming as a celebrity, a real celebrity. And I don't really think I can handle this, as many other people, they cannot handle this type of life. Especially the hardest part was in 2000s when such celebrities as Britney Spears and who else? I don't know how to compare. I guess Britney Spears and Paris Hilton and the It Girl, let's say, in 2000 started. And a lot of paparazzi, they were literally killing celebrities with that much attention. And at some point, I get it. You wanted to be famous, to get money, to get attention, to get praise for something that you're doing, and you were doing something good. That's why you became famous, and you wanted to share this with masses. You wanted everyone to appreciate your talent. But at the same time, you did not expect this to be that tough and hard with all the attention that you were getting from every single person. You couldn't have a real meal with I don't know, your boyfriend, husband, girlfriend, wife, because every single time you have to hide your face, put on some glasses, and it's a real torture to get out of your car because someone is going to be following you. They will discuss your makeup, they will discuss how bad you're dressed today, or like you have to pay a stylist, or you don't have a stylist, or you have the worst stylist. Everything is under control, is everything under, like, you can't even wear some sweatpants and have a great day. You can't, have a cellulite because everyone is going to look under a microscope and say, oh, she has a cellulite. It's a little bit different side of being famous, and no one wants to see that, and no one wants to show that. A lot of celebrities on their Instagram, they're showing a great life with, again, Oscars and cars and wealthy houses, and all of it is so pretty, but they're not showing the ugly part, divorces, public divorces. They're not showing some kids' problems, some, I don't know, maybe money loss and arguments and parents, family issues, family losses, which is normal for a normal person. Not even normal, but like middle, lower class people. And I know a lot of celebrities, they are hating fame, as Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber, Vanessa Hudgens, who else? Miley Cyrus, Kate Winslet, Blake Lively, and many, many more. But on the other hand, there's certain celebrities, they're enjoying their fame. It's Kardashians. Mainly, the only surname that pops in your head is Kardashians. And if I'm not mistaken, Kim was one of those who mentioned she wanted to be famous, and she was looking for fame, and she always knew she would become famous, and she would do whatever it takes to be one. And she did. Actually, the famous video, YouTube video, whatever. I never saw this video, but people are saying that it was some sort of porn, or I don't know. And later on, they were complaining. They are somehow complaining about this fame life, how hard it is to be them, how hard it is to be famous, and like and crying. And I would probably understand this from Selena Gomez and maybe even Justin Bieber, who was a minor and he was under all this influence of like Diddy and others. And if you're interested, you can watch my other podcast where I talked about shady business with Diddy. But it's a little bit different for Kardashians because they always wanted to be famous. Maybe not all of them. Yeah, Kim wanted, but Kylie and Jenner. Oh, Kylie Jenner and the second one I forgot. Complaining about that, maybe it's quite fair, but like tomorrow or the same day, they will try to sell you something new, some new product, 20 businesses. But if we can compare someone who was famous years ago in 50s and 60s, they really had some talent. They had some talent. They were singers, they had beautiful voices. What is the talent of Kardashians? And I'm not talking about it's selling something. They're not singers, they're not actors, they're not presenters, they're not politicians. They're what are they? They are a picture. And they created this image. I remember the second Jenner, she is a supermodel, but because of her parents, not even parents, but her family, they actually got her there. I can't say she's a great model, I guess. Probably she's a great supermodel. But she wasn't there competing with other girls to get this position. She was privileged to get this position and then complained that, I don't really get all the shows because some of them are not really good for me, something like this. And that is the twisted thing when you are a creator. Sometimes it's really hard to create nonstop as Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber, Vanessa Hudgens, they are creators because they are actresses and but like, why did you choose this path? If I'm mistaken, for Justin Bieber, it was abrupt because he just uploaded a video where he was singing and all of a sudden that happened. This fame happened. And for Selena Gomez, I guess, happened the same thing as Miley Cyrus for Disney. But at the same time, like you knew what was coming. If you started filming for Disney, it's more or less common to have a successful and famous life later on. But I guess they weren't prepared how tough it can be. It's beautiful from the side. It's beautiful when you check out Instagram. But in real life, anxiety, bipolar disease, therapy, all of it is crawling because under this microscope, and when every single person is judging you and every single person has an opinion about you, it's really hard and it's tough to live this way. And that's why I don't understand people who want to be super famous because they don't understand the dark side of being famous. I believe a lot of us see celebrities as someone who it's an escape from reality. Instagram is an escape from reality. Video clips, all of it. And I believe a lot of millennials that are watching TikToks, they think that if they're gonna be celebrities, they're gonna live in this bubble with lots of people. And unfortunately, a lot of these TikTokers, and not only TikTokers, but like YouTubers, Instagrammers, they are willing to take whatever it takes. No, whatever, no, just like they're gonna take whatever. Oh my God, just you get what I'm saying. They will create trash content, they will slap people, they will, I don't know, disgrace someone and create something to get this fame and popularity over internet. And unfortunately, this type of behavior is forming new minds, new kids. And these new kids, they think it's okay to live this way. It's okay to disrespect others. And I do believe in some cases when it's extreme and it's crazy, they have to be arrested for something they're doing. And unfortunately, people are still believing if you're famous, then you can avoid certain consequences, as Diddy has been doing for years. I mean, he started his career in the 80s and 90s, I don't know, and then he started his own label, and I talked about that. And he was doing horrible things to people, and not only people like minors, as Justin Bieber, as the rumor says. I don't know. It's just like something that I picked up from other news. And they see that Diddy, he is not in jail, and he is still living the best life. And they think if they will become famous, then they still will avoid the same consequences. But it's not the best idea to form in mind. I guess you should pay attention to what you're doing and to be a good person. And it's really hard for me to see, like, Selena Gomez, she's a great person and she's super kind and she wants to help people and she helps people. And a lot of people, they're not taking this as a role model, and that is really sad. They don't want to be kind, they don't want to help others, though there's certain content that is doing, like, giving money, giving them out. Is it really coming from your heart, or is it just another way to earn money? I don't know. Maybe it's not really bad if you give your money even for content, at least it can help someone else. Though I saw a video clip from, I don't know, a guy, and he asked a mom and a daughter to participate in some video, and he said, if you have a burger, I will pay you, I don't know, that much money. And when the girl had a burger, he paid, and later on, when the camera was off, he came over and he said, give this money back. And they were like, what? You gave it to us? And he said, no, it's for content purposes only. Give my money back. And some people filmed this from far away and it had become viral. And then this video just like, I don't know what happened to this guy, but it's not okay to do this type of content and then ask for money back. It's a little weird. At the same time, I want to point out not every single person has an issue and problem with being famous, and not every single person came from a dysfunctional family. Specifically, like, I don't know, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, they have a lot of kids and they were born famous. Okay, let's be real. I mean, their child and adopted children, they are famous for their parents. A lot of musicians, when they give birth, a lot of their kids, they're becoming famous just because their parents are famous, without having some extreme talents, and they have this privilege, as well as some businessmen and, you know, kids from wealthy families. They are privileged to be born in a wealthy family. It's okay. I mean, we're all different and you shouldn't judge people for that. Yeah, sometimes you just have to, you know, keep the face. You have to be a person at first, and it doesn't really matter how much money you have and how you got these money. Unfortunately, like Jennifer Lopez, she came from a, I don't know about her family. My mom read something that she had really terrible relationship with her mom. I don't know about her dad. If I'm mistaken, he wasn't just that poor as she described in some of the videos. And when she had become famous, she started acting ugly. She was saying nasty things about her coworkers, like other actresses. She was saying some weird stuff about, you know, others. She was not communicating with people, working class, let's say. When she went to a restaurant, only her team could, you know, say something to a waiter or like some, I don't know, someone from a restaurant. And that what happens when people, they get famous and they think now they can do whatever they want, and it doesn't really matter if it's appropriate. And of course, it can fall apart really quickly if you're disgraceful, if you were acting like jerk. Then probably later on people are going to find out. And who are you without support? Who are you without those fans, without those people? It's just, in my opinion, yeah, you can become famous, but if you feel disgusting, people can forget about you within a second, as quick as you've become famous. That's why I believe it's not always true you have to be from like a dysfunctional family or a family of alcoholics, or maybe to be born in a famous family to be an actor, singer, actress, politician. Not always, but I do believe that some part of the celebrities, they did come from a dysfunctional families. Some of them, not all of them. And I do believe people, they had no idea what they were getting into until they got into this fame. I mean, they thought it's like pinky, rosy, and rainbows, but then when they get the scoop of this fame with paparazzi and fans and not being alone when you're alone, well, that's a little bit different problem. And with the tabloids, you get an idea of what fame is really about. I I want to conclude today's podcast with a thought that you should always keep your dignity. It doesn't really matter if you're an influencer, if you're an actress, politician, whoever you are. If you're just someone who's not famous, you should always keep your dignity and to be kind to people, and at the same time, not to be kind to someone who's cruel to you and others. Just stop any communication. You don't have to be kind to these people. The only thing you have to do is to be kind to yourself and save you from a lot of problems. dealing with these sorts of people. And I feel like I don't want to be famous. No, like a real famous. If I get one day, maybe I'll change my mind, but I know that I will have my insecurities, my anxiety, all of these problems real fast like that. And I would need to go to a therapist because it's so tough when everyone is judging you. And I am the one who's always thinking about such things as like what I've done wrong, what I've done, what could have been done better. It's me. So being an influencer is great to have this platform to like, build your name, to build this influence and show people something that you have and share some skills. But at the same time, it's a little bit hard and it's tough when everyone is judging you. And Jaclyn Hill, she's always constantly complaining about this fact that people, if you don't have anything nice to say, then just don't say. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work this way. If it worked this way, celebrities would have done this earlier before. And it's really hard and it's tough. And when you're in this industry, you have to own that. Unfortunately, that's the saddest truth. Okay, guys, like share your thoughts, share your experience. Probably I have my mail in the description box, and let me know your stories. Love you all so much, and I'm gonna see you in my next podcast. That's fine with me. Bye bye.